Hey guys, welcome back to the BuzzWeaver channel, and today we're going to be taking a look at Plant Therapy Full Spectrum CBD Oil. And as with any product that I review here on the channel, I ask you guys to consult your medical professional. And of course, these are not FDA approved, so I am not endorsing or suggesting that any of these products are used to treat a disease or known illness.
Here we are on the Plant Therapy website, a very nice page, very easy to navigate as you go across the option screens up here. We'll go to shop and we'll go over to Full Spectrum. From here, then we'll go over to our organic hemp extract full spectrum unflavored CBD oil. Now, as you can see here, we have the 500 milligram as well as the 1500 milligram. And just as important, as many people will like to know what's in their product, they do give us a nice listing for description, test reports, ingredients, and disclaimers. If we go over here to the test report, the reason this is important is you're going to want to know what exactly is in your batch, what's exactly in your bottle, and what the components are. And as you can see here, Delta 9 THC 2.7%. So if you are a competitive athlete or your place of work does testing, you'll need to be aware that there is THC in the actual product. As you can see here, here's our Delta 8 THC. And many of these tests are typically set up to detect THC. So just be cognizant of that. You may want to contact Plant Therapy to see how long it would take for your body to process it. And then the THC kind of, just is eliminated from the body. And I'm not an expert in this field, so you're obviously going to want to consult Plant Therapy to determine that, to see how long this would be within the body. But it is nice that you do get these kind of reports that kind of let you know what is actually in the product.
So in part one of our review of CBD Full Spectrum Oil, we go over some of the distinctions for you guys. For example, most people are familiar with cannabis or Delta 9 THC, and then we have hemp, which is where the CBD oils are extracted from. Now, you have to think of them as two different breeds within the same species. But if you guys want to learn more about THC or CBD, I have additional information below this video, as well as part one and all of the particular compounds, how cannabinoids and cannabidiol, tetrahydrocannabinol, and all of these particular compounds work within the body, CB1 and CB2 receptors, from individuals who are a little bit more knowledgeable about these particular compounds and how cannabis and hemp work within the body and how the two are distinctive, and some of the exciting things that we can expect to come out from hemp, like Delta 8, which is something we're going to review in a future video. We'll be starting it off with the 500 milligram full spectrum CBD oil from Plant Therapy. Now, I'll be mentioning that they do have certain similarities to the 1500, in particular the flavor, which really kind of, to me, tastes very much like an extra virgin olive oil. So there isn't anything in particular really mentioned too much about the actual flavor. Some CBDs have a very earthy, kind of a dirt smell type flavor to them. But with the Plant Therapy, it was a very smooth, very comfortable experience within the mouth. There wasn't anything that kind of stood out about the flavor. So I would anticipate, if you're taking it for the first time, to just kind of expect it to have kind of a extra virgin olive oil flavor to it. Now, what I did like about the 500 is now we're starting to talk about pain relief, but very mild type pain relief. Those little aches, pains, and tweaks that you may experience early in the morning once you get out of bed, I noticed that it really helped very effectively with that. Now, for those who may have more chronic pain or more severe pain, 500 milligrams may not be where you want to start. For those individuals who may be experiencing anxiety, depression, PTSD, and as I mentioned, chronic pain, this could be maybe your first introduction to see if the CBD oil is going to be something that will work for you. Now, the way the CBD oil works after a few days, as I noticed, is it does provide a nice calming effect. It also provides a nice focus. Now, the focus may be coming from the fact that it does provide a nice calming effect. So the 500 is a nice introduction. It has a little bit more potency than the 300 that we went over in part one. So the 500 also provides nice sleep. Now, it isn't the CBD oil in and of itself that provides the sleep aid, but how it works within the body. So what I got from the 500 that I think is worth noting is that a nice calm experience, a sense of focus. When you wake up in the morning, you might be a little bit groggy, but as you go about the day, you do get a sense of clarity, a sense of calm. I was able to do a lot of my voiceover work and a lot of my general work with a little bit more calm, less anxiousness, less stressful experience trying to do my work. And I thought the 500 is a really good introductory level for that experience for all of you guys. So if you want to kind of start things off, address some body aches, address some of the calming effects from CBD oil, I think 500 would be a really good start for many of you. So let's take a look at the 1500 full spectrum CBD oil from Plant Therapy. So I think this particular 1500 milligram full spectrum offering from Plant Therapy is going to be where many of you who suffer from those little tweaks, discomforts, soreness, and maybe even slight levels of chronic pain, because what I found with the 1500 is a nice relief from many of the little discomforts, the little tweaks, the little soreness that you may experience, either say those early mornings where you might get the most of those little kind of stiffness and just kind of soreness, as well as post-workout. Very good for post-workout as I started hitting the treadmill, and I found that it really became a nice sense of relief, particularly the following day. I didn't feel nearly as sore or have the levels of discomfort that I normally have. So the 1500 is definitely one that I can say is a good introduction to pain relief and even addressing maybe some slight headaches that you may experience. I notice, for example, when I get some of those sinus headaches now because we are coming into the spring and I get a lot of allergies and sometimes I get sinus headaches, and I found that the 1500 really addressed that very well. Also, I noticed that I got some incredibly good sleep with the CBD oil. Now, keep in mind here, it isn't the CBD oil in and of itself, but how it works within the body. So I got some incredibly good sleep, great soreness, tweaks, and pain relief. Also, the flavor, of course, is exactly the same as the 500, so no particular difference there. But the 1500 may be a great introduction for those with particular soreness, pains, and discomfort. Now, as far as anxiety, depression, post-traumatic stress or PTSD, for example, I'm not exactly sure if what manner of level of calming that it gave me with the 1500 than from the 500. I think the two kind of felt about the same. I didn't feel any particular elevated sense of or being more calm or more relaxed, but mostly more in the pain relief area than in that. But I can say with a level of confidence that you will get that sense of calm about it. Now, since I don't suffer from anxiety or depression or PTSD, well, that's not to suggest that I don't have days or bad days where I may be anxious or just kind of down for a few days. But I felt that it did provide a nice sense of calming, a nice sense of focus. So 1500 may be a good place for you guys, but I've got some exciting news because as I mentioned earlier in the video, we're starting to hear some exciting news about Delta 8, which is an extraction from the hemp plant, Delta 8 THC, very similar to Delta 9. And I'll go more into that in a different video. My overall experience with Plant Therapy Full Spectrum CBD oil was an excellent one. I think the 500 and the 1500 met my expectations quite nicely. For those of you who are looking for mild pain relief, those little tweaks, soreness, and discomfort in the morning or post-workout, I think the 500, but more specifically the 1500, might be a great starting point for you guys. For those suffering from stress, and just maybe some levels of low anxiety, maybe those with PTSD and levels of chronic pain may find some good relief with the 500 and or the 1500 as your starting point. Of course, the potencies and the milligrams do go up in level, so this is kind of maybe a starting point for you guys. For those of you who are looking for a good night's sleep, some good rest, to feel refreshed in the morning. I think the 500 and the 1500 will certainly meet that expectation. But again, I emphasize that you do take it according to the directions and don't exceed that, because you may experience some of the side effects. But my overall experience with plant therapy was an excellent one. It was top tier, and I'm very much looking forward to some of the additional products that plant therapy will have, particularly when it comes to Delta 8, which we will cover in a different video. I want to thank all of you guys for your continued support here on the channel. Be sure to leave a like, and if you are interested in following me on social media, you can find all those links below this video, as well as the information that we talked about earlier and throughout the video. So now appearing there on the screen for all of you here on YouTube, that would be the channel icon to click on and subscribe, as well as notifications. That way you guys will know when there's content here on the channel, and I will see you guys right there behind that video in the next review soon.